Welcome back, everybody. So I had a small technical difficulty because I was streaming on my other channel, my other YouTube channel, and that's always embarrassing. Man, always just making silly mistakes. I need to have somebody that's more technically inclined than I am. I think I'm kind of technical. Ironically, I'm going to talk about technical analysis here. But let's talk about the market, okay, and what is going on. As always, I have got my trades in the bottom right-hand corner, so you can see that I am losing, okay? So just forewarning, I'm not going to be that type of guy that only shows you winning stuff. I'm going to tell you straight how it is. I'm going to tell you exactly what I've been doing, and you guys can take it with a grain of salt and go about your merry day. You know, I'm not worried about losing because if you've seen anything on my channel so far, the sentiment is that I am not. I think that the bottom has already happened. Okay, I think that the bottom has already happened, and if I look at the weekly, what is the weekly showing me here? The weekly is showing me that boom, this potentially could have been a double bottom. So I'll just get rid of the drawing here and we can see, okay, September is always a bad month for stocks and crypto because let's look at stocks. Oh, the S&P 500 is finally up over the last, like, how many days has it been? Just massive boom decline. Looking at this guy, dun. Hey, my little trend line here for support seems to be working pretty good. It's amazing how well supported resistance works, especially with volume. I mean, so many people use big indicators, and it's, in my opinion, it's not that necessary because the market can do whatever the market decides, and as a trader, you're just kind of trying to ebb and flow, and your job is really about money management, not so much about absolutely being right. So boom, we have finally declined. Now we're in the green, which is good. Like to see this guy over 4,000 again. It's just that crazy psychological level for the stock market, and I'll get into some fundamental reasons as to why this next Fed meeting is going to be incredibly important, but we'll just move on, continue with some of the technicals. I was talking about Bitcoin, wasn't I? Absolutely, I was talking about Bitcoin, and I was talking about the double bottom. So let's get into the double bottom formation. One of my favorite patterns of all time is a double bottom because it's crazy. If you do this long enough, you will see that price tends to touch a couple times, at least 2 times. You know, if you have a bottom, boom, it tends to retrace back to that bottom before spring loading and just taking off. So let's draw this double bottom, guys. Keep in mind, you know, and ladies, everyone that's viewing, right? Okay, small tangent. Did you know that women actually make better traders than men? Right, it's a proven fact. And why is that? It's because men are incredibly risky, and most women are risk adverse. You know, maybe it's biological, something because they're nurturing as far as raising children. You know, they try to stay away from risky things where, like, you look at a little boy, what does he do? He tries to find the tallest tree to jump off of, right? So that's why women tend to be better traders, because they can manage their emotions as far as there's just not that much testosterone going, oh, I gotta get, I'm making money. Anyway, so let's just draw this double bottom, okay? So we had all the way down to, what was that? That was 17,400, right? Then we bounce, boom, and then now we're tanking again, to almost close. It doesn't actually have to totally hit. It's just got to be close. The formation just has to be close. And then the neckline is the breakout line. Okay. So truthfully, you shouldn't be entering a trade until the neckline is broken out. So this is 25,000, right? 25,000 would be the go signal for this breakout because it hasn't officially happened. I'm just showing you what could potentially happen here. And then the next thing you do is you draw a trend line from the top to the bottom, right? And then you can just put it up there. And then this guy can be triggered as your actual price target. Which, what is that? It lines up relatively to where I've had up my other lines that I've left. Okay, that are going to be strong resistance areas. And let's look at volume. Let's see where volume is. Boom. It lines up right there. Okay. So yeah, that's an incredibly bullish pattern for Bitcoin to get right back above 40,000. Okay. Because guys, I'm the one that's thinking that you need to play on the side of take opportunities rather than let's pray for more downside. There's so many other YouTubers out there and everyone's saying that, hey, we're headed towards 14,000, we're heading towards 10,000. And to me, over the cycles of Bitcoin, we've never really gone much lower than the previous all time. Okay, so let's just look at it real quick. Let's look at this is not I want BLX. Okay. And so let's look at the cycles. Okay. So we've got here, I'm out here. Boom. First cycle, right? All time $24. And then the last downside of the next cycle, boom, it doesn't get to $24. Okay. And then we can even look back at 2017. You know, that's where I'm going off of this, is the high was right around the 17,000 to 20,000. And now that's exactly where we're touching. That's exactly where we're touching. So for those reasons let me get back to my other chart. For those reasons is why I feel we're close to the bottom. Or honestly, I feel that we've already hit the bottom for Bitcoin and we're going to bounce from here. We might have some sideways action, okay? Might have a lot of sideways action for a while for accumulation. And why do I think that? Because we're in a bear market. Just plain and simple, we're in a bear market. Let me go back to the daily here and let me give you the red line. Okay, $200 moving average. That is pretty much the line in the sand that tells you that you're in a bear market. Delete that. We crossed that back here in December of 21. That's kind of where the bear market started. All right. Boom, boom, boom. We had the death cross, the 50-day over the 200 death cross. Boom. And if you look at the big run-up, all right, massive run-up, where is that red line? Is way below, okay? And you can see that with the S&P 500. It's an easy tool to look at. Why am I back on? No. I wanted to look at, I don't know why that's, I'm on the Bitcoin chart, but the tab was telling me it was the S&P 500. Come on, TradingView. I only pay you guys like $800 a year. Should be able to do this. All right. So this is the weekly. Here, I'm going to go to the daily just so that it matches here. And we'll turn on this red line. Okay. During the same level, right? Boom. Red line's way up there, and then right around Bitcoin started tanking, that's where it's been too. So S&P 500's got to get over 4,200, right? Boom. Plain and simple. Same thing as Bitcoin, right? And let me just tell you a little bit about my trades so that you guys can see exactly where I'm down 25% in Ethereum, and I'm down 25%, or it should slideshow over 21, right? For Bitcoin. And this is something that you shouldn't do, all right? But I'm going to tell you what I did, right? I caught a falling knife, okay? So I had some limit orders in to save my trade because I have sentiment that, hey, this is the bottom. We've already reached the bottom. We're not going to go much lower. So even though I have, here, let me get to the other chart so that you guys can see kind of where I've been looking at, okay, over the weekend, right? So I've got my stop here. And did we hit my stop? No. We got damn close to hitting my stop on Bitcoin, which what a been a bummer, you know. I would have been like, dang it, lost that one. Better look for a different entry, you know. But look at how bullish this candle is looking on the weekly, right? Boom. That is incredible. It's the same looking one as on the daily. Okay, but the weekly kind of shows it a little bit better here. And what I ended up doing is I had a limit order in right around 18,100, right? So almost right at the bottom. I quartered my position in. So, you know, I gained another 25%. I added another 25% to my position in Bitcoin way down low here. And you're like, Johnny, why in the hell would you do that? Because A, you're catching a falling knife. And B, you know, you're going kind of against what you told everybody is if we break below 19,000, then it's all over. So it was something that I was willing to risk, and 9 out of 10 times, that's not how you should do stuff. But again, trading is about money management, and that's all it is, okay? So I'm incredibly happy that I did that the limit order hit, and boom, now we're doing well. And again, I've told you what my price targets are around the 23,000 to 25,000, but it's all dependent upon what the Fed is going to say here September 21st and 22nd of this year. Okay, so what is the Fed doing? Interest rates have gone through the roof, and inflation is not going down fast enough. So we're expecting a rate hike about 75 basis points to even 100. This is silly because it's really add a decimal in front of it, you know, so you got 0.75 of 1%, or even, you know, just 1% basically is what all that means. And it's getting out of control because we've already raised rates by 2.25%. And you can see that in mortgages. You know, this time last year, you could get a 30-year fixed mortgage for under 3%, and now you're looking at 5.2, right? That would be right around 2.25% increase, okay? You know, depending upon your credit score and all those little other weird little stipulations. But this is going to be expected to be deliver the biggest rate hike in the last 40 years. So if they do more than 100 basis points, it's going to be super bearish for all investable money. I'm talking about the stock market, okay? I'm talking about Bitcoin. That's when I do think we could potentially revisit the lowest low and then continue to go downwards, right? That's the one thing that I am betting, that I'm hoping doesn't happen, because that is a fundamental reason to push price lower. Technically, we've already bottomed, okay? Fundamentally, we will see what they say. We will see what they say. Last time the Feds did a rate hike, it was 0.75, okay? And the stock market took off. Where would I see potentially stocks going down if that were to happen? Gosh, just put me on the spot here. We would revisit the new low of 36,500. Where would that next... that's such a strong level. 3,400. So go down a couple more, right? A couple more $100, which isn't a massive decline. So everyone's saying that they're going to lose all their money. This is kind of the area where you just buy and hold. Buy and hold investing will beat traders every freaking time. Okay? But here, let me just tell you one more thing, okay? Because I'm in the mood on a tangent. I don't even have the lights on, no fancy lights around me. You know, it's in the morning here. I'm having a nice cup of Joe with lots of creamer, got that caffeine going. And if you can hear in my voice, I am not that worried, okay? I've showed you guys my current trades. I'm not in a lot of stuff. I'm in Ethereum and I'm in Bitcoin. I actually got stopped out of my ADA trade over the weekend, you know, lost 0.5% on my portfolio, big effing deal, right? It's not like I had a lot of money in there to lose. So I also, every week, I like to invest, okay? I add to my brokerage accounts. I add to my custodial account for my daughter, which her account just follows everything that my brokerage account does. I just have to put money in there so that it makes the same trades. And then I bought ADA, I bought Algorand, I bought Ethereum, and I bought Bitcoin. Okay, those were the 4 I bought over the weekend, long-term hold. Not trading, just hold. And then I just told you that I bought more Bitcoin in my trading account too at 18,200. I wish I would have bought that in, you know, my HODL wallet, but I'd have to look back at the orders. I think the orders were just a little under 19,000, which I'm not worried about because my investment account, I don't give a crap what the price is ever. You know, my investing strategy is buy what you know, and when it goes on sale, just buy more of it. And truthfully, I invest every week. If I've got $5,000 to invest, I invest $5,000. If I've got $5 to invest, I invest $5, really, okay? That's how mine works, and it's done well for me. I'm 32 years old, and that's the true path to wealth, is just buy and hold investing and holding forever. It's really that easy. All right. I will show you on my channels some of the easy portfolios if you're just looking for simple stuff. You know, I really like M1 Finance because they make it incredibly simple. You don't really have to pick Amazon to buy, right? You know, you can just kind of copy. I'll even put the link to mine. Okay, so if you want to just follow my portfolio, you can follow my portfolio. I was planning on maybe making it as like a paid subscription to my channels, then you could have that, but you know, I'm not that big. So you guys can follow my portfolio and invest in what all the stocks I'm invested in. I'm invested in about 120 stocks, and I'll show that at a later time. But let me get back to Ethereum before we just go about our merry day here. Okay, so Ethereum, let me get rid of the moving averages because we don't need to see moving averages right now. Dun, dun, dun. Am I on the daily here? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, look here. Let me look at the levels that I've got on here. Stochastics is looking like we're ready for a reversal, right? And we are already green. This is green on the daily. How freaking cool is that? I like green. Even if it was a red candle right now, you could tell that there is a lot of buying pressure happening here. Okay, so I got to be honest. I have to be honest on my Ethereum trade. Okay, you can see that I'm down 20% in my Ethereum trade. I did make another purchase on my Ethereum trade to save it. Okay, I broke 2 rules. Again, this is what kind of this video is about, is I'm being honest. Okay, I'm being honest to you guys. I'm telling you exactly what I did for my, you know, trade management here. This red line here, okay, 1340. You can see it's underneath the previous low right here. Boom. That was my stop loss. Where is price? Price blew right through it. Okay? And I moved my stop. Okay? I moved my stop to here. How could I have moved my stop? That I broke a rule. You should never move your stop. Absolutely never move your stop. And number 2, you never add to a losing position because it's catching a falling knife. That's how you just expedite and enlarge losses. All right, I've done it many times before. I know what I was doing. I knew that it was wrong, and yet I still did it. Okay, I broke 2 of my trading rules. Moved my stop, added to it. Okay, so I had a limit order in. Right? I had a limit order in at 1,300 even. 1,300 even, okay? I deleveraged, and I had a limit order at 1,300 to move my stop to where I saw a lot of support, okay? I didn't just arbitrarily just move it to, I don't want to be stopped out. So I was being smart about it. I told myself, hey, where's the next position that I see Ethereum going to? Because Ethereum has been hammered. Has been absolutely effing hammered since the merge, okay? Boom. We are down 28% in just a week since the merge. And why is that? That's because all the freaking miners, all the miners that have hundreds, millions of dollars set up in their mining equipment are pissed at the merge because it no longer, they can make money off of it. They have to add their coins to the blockchain to create nodes. They cannot create more Ethereum because Ethereum has now become deflationary with the proof of stake. So this has been vengeance. They've been out to kill. And how do they do that? They just sell everything so that they can buy it lower, potentially, so that they can have a large portion of the nodes. And Bitcoin is really the only decentralized entity on all the coins. All of them, the rest of them have some sort of centralization to them. And I know everybody talks about like Bitcoin and, hey, be your own bank and decentralized finance. And here we've got the second biggest coin that has now turned the switch as far as being the most potentially centralized, as opposed to like XLM, XRP, these coins that are going to be ISO compliant, that are going to be the form of the new SWIFT system for all of transactions, to wire money everywhere, right? But truthfully, everyone that is sitting in this room right now, we're all trying to make money. We're all trying to move from either the lower class to the mid class to the upper class, okay? And how do you do that? It's buying good assets and having them go up in value, right? You don't do what a billionaire tells you to do. You just try to copy what they do, okay? Because every time you look at Jamie Dimon, you look at Jeff Bezos, you look at all these guys, they tell you one thing. You look at even Elon Musk, where he says, we're never going to sell Bitcoin. And then in the background, he drops 75% of his Bitcoin. You look at Jamie Dimon, Chase CEO, the biggest bank in the world. Yes, the biggest bank in the world is Chase. All right, by market cap and everything. I have a Chase Bank and I fucking hate it. Yes, I just cussed because I absolutely hate Chase. All the fees, everything. It's complete BS what these banks charge for stuff. So therefore, I am incredibly passionate about cryptocurrency because I think that's the way to kind of hold your own money in actual value, where it's not just this magic money on a computer screen that's, zeros, right? That's why you can't go by a bank and take money out, because they don't have it in the vault, because it doesn't exist, because they're borrowing and moving it all over to everyone. They have no money in the bank. Isn't that scary to think about? It's comical to think about, but I digress. Ethereum has become incredibly centralized because now the holds the most nodes, controls the most power. Like in programming, you call it a 51% attack, where if you can control 51% of the network, boom, you have all veto power. You can do whatever the heck you want. And that kind of goes back to Elon Musk, with him becoming the biggest shareholder in Twitter, right? I think he's at like 13%. And therefore, Twitter cannot ban him off of the platform, because he is the biggest shareholder, because he can tank their company. Yes, it's only 13%, but it would cause a giant, it would look like the FedEx chart. Let me go to stocks. Do I have FedEx on here? Go back to stocks. And it would look like this. It would look like, boom, we've got, here, let me restart. Okay, FedEx is opened higher, but look at this gap. Look at where it opened. It went down 20% in a day. That is just a complete tank. And yeah, it's rebounding a little bit here, but after earnings just totally got wasted. And that's why Elon Musk can't be kicked off of Twitter. Yes, he tried to buy Twitter, but it didn't go through. And anyway, I guess I didn't get to my point exactly on Jamie Dimon, on Chase, right? I got onto a tangent there. And my point with Jamie Dimon is he told everybody that Bitcoin is a waste of time. Don't do it. It's evil money. You're going to lose all your money. And then in the background, right? And that's kind of what tanked the whole market in 2017, was Jamie Dimon was saying, hey, this is fool's gold. Don't do it. And then when it tanked and we were down at like 3,000, they bought some of the biggest portions. They put like, I don't remember. I'd have to look it up, but they put hundreds of millions of dollars into Bitcoin. They did exactly the opposite of what they told everyone to do, okay? When there's money involved, there is manipulation and just greed, and they're going to lead you astray. That's why us middle class, we need to stick together. and we need to give good information to each other. And I'm telling you, the good information right now is you look at the majority of everything, whether it's crypto or stocks, everything is on sale. So don't go buy that coffee this morning, make some Folgers, okay? And of that $10 that you're going to spend at Starbucks, go put it in your favorite asset, whether that's Apple, whether that's Toyota, Microsoft, if you game, you like Xbox or Sony, if you like PlayStation 5, buy stuff that you use and own it. Own the stock, okay? Crypto, if I want to be a betting man, my favorite is Ethereum, even though it's been being tanked right now. So back to me breaking my rules. I moved my stop down to a level of support that I didn't think was going to be broken, okay? And that level was right around 1,250. And I am not going to add any more to this trade because I've already added to it and I've already broken my rules. So therefore, I don't want to make the 5%. I've got 5% of my trading portfolio in this now because of what I added to it. That is the maximum amount that I have on my trading sheet as far as my rules. That is the one rule that I'm not going to break. I am not going to break the 5% rule. So therefore, I'm leaving this one to do what it does. Okay, you guys can give me massive shit in the next few days when I'm live if you see me come up here and be like, hey, Johnny, it looks like your entry price moved and everything because you said you weren't going to do this, because I can add more money. I can add a lot more money to this trade so that I could have my stop way down here, If I wanted to put my whole trading account on, I could have like a stop for Ethereum down in the $300 range, right? And I'm almost guaranteed to win if I just hold this trade for F and ever, but I'm going to trade a lot of funding fees over the next 2 years holding that damn trade. All right, so I can't do that. I can't do that. That is literally given the entire wad in what I'm willing to risk is right here. My stop is actually right around the 1,200 and I believe it's either 29 or 39. I'd have to look at Bybit to see. Okay, but we are in a bear market. And yes, I am going long because I do feel that there is going to be some bullish action happening, especially with this meeting in the Feds. Okay, so the 21st and 22nd, this could be another one of those buy the rumor, sell the news where the pump happens pre or it happens after. But I'm holding through this. I'm going to hold through this. And I've told you guys what I want to do. I don't have really any questions in the chat, and I'll be here tomorrow. Okay, and well, I might even come back later tonight to see, depending upon what happens in the market. But I appreciate every one of you. All right, I'm being honest with you, okay? Because 9 out of the 10 people that I know, traders included, most of them are losing money right now. Thank God for our administration. And yeah, there I go with some politics in here because all this stuff is directed by politics. When we had a Republican in office, dude, we were going through the moon. Bitcoin hit 70 grand. House market, they were boom, boom, boom. Everybody made money. Everybody had money. And I hope to God that everybody that was making money decided to save because now it's hard to have that same amount of money because with inflation being as high as it is, at 8.3%, if you leave that money in a bank, you're losing 8.3% of it, right? But if you put it in, let's say FedEx, that FedEx chart, it's down 24%. You put it in Ethereum, you'd be down 28%. But this is such a gnarly attack on Ethereum after the merge that I'm just blown away. There's a saying that I live by as well in trading is the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. So you could have the biggest conviction ever and you could be like, it has to pump, and then it just boom, 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 boom. This goes a lot with like the 2008 stock market crash, right? What was his name? The dude that did The Big Short. He had shorts in place for mortgage-backed securities for like 3 years. And his company was going bankrupt. He got kicked off of being CEO because of the margin requirements. Because every month, if he didn't close those trades, he had to come up with money to keep them open. Just same thing with leverage. There is just another term for it. And so he was wasting all of this money on keeping these trades open. Eventually, it worked for him. But again, he almost basically lost everything. But again, I digress. I appreciate every one of you guys. I hope you guys have a good morning. Thank you for spending 30 minutes this morning with